This segment brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
Welcome back to AGam Kansas. I'm Brityne Rucker. With the weather warming up, harmful algae bloom season is starting to pick up, but partners like the Milford Lake Watershed are working to reduce nutrient runoff, which contributes to the formation of harmful algae within Milford Lake. Speaking with me now is Tom Stiles, Director of the Bureau of Water. Welcome, Tom.
Hi, Brityne. How are you?
Good. Tom, what should the public know about harmful algae bloom?
Well, one, they're a fact of life anymore. On any given lake, it could explode into a bloom. When it does happen, common sense typically will tell people to stay away. They can invoke a variety of reactions to people that come into contact with them, and certainly those that, if anyone happens to ingest them. They're just to be avoided, both in terms of being close to them to breathe them in, to swimming through them and ingest it, or just coming into contact. Again, the reactions are kind of customized to every person's own sensitivities, but general rule is if it's blooming, stay out of it, keep your pets out of it, keep your kids out of it.
For those people that do come in contact, what next step and what precautions should one take?
Well, it's always good, proper hygiene. Just showering after you've been recreating in a lake is good practice no matter what. So do that. But if you start becoming symptomatic, contact your personal physician, and they'll begin to evaluate and treat you appropriately to get you through that. Fortunately, we've never had deaths of people here in the state. And even nationwide, it hasn't just people get sick. Pets, dogs, not so much the same story. We've seen a lot of fatalities, both in terms of domestic pets as well as livestock that have ingested the toxins, and it does a number to them.
And if producers or pet owners know that their animals came in contact with this harmful algae bloom, contact a veterinarian?
Yes. First thing is to probably wash down the animal, and because it's not so much drinking in the toxins as much as licking their fur. Toxins have adhered to the fur, and a lot of times it's more concentrated, and that's caused problems for them. But yes, a quick call to the veterinarian is one of the first things they would do.
And Tom, there's a partnership happening with the Milford Lake Regional Conservation. Explain the purpose behind that project.
Well, it's trying to marshal many forces to put in appropriate resources into the watershed above Milford Lake along the Republican River, put in practices that would reduce the movement of nutrients from the producing ag lands into the river, and then ultimately deposited within the Milford Lake itself, which we know excessive nutrients is the root cause of all our algae bloom problems. So this is on a large scale an attempt to try to arrest some of that source of the problem. But it is such a big problem, and it's such a big system that it's going to take some time to get over the curve and begin to see that real reduction showing itself in terms of blooms in the lake. Having said that, the last 2 years, Mother Nature has probably been the biggest contributor to not having blooms on the lake, which we haven't seen. First, the drought of 2018 and the floods of 2019, both for whatever reason, prevented blooms from occurring in Milford.
Mm-hmm. So for individuals interested more on this project and more information on harmful algae bloom, where would you send them?
Well, probably the three main agencies that have been dealing with it, the Kansas Water Office, KDHE, our non-point source section, and then the Kansas Department of Agriculture, the Conservation Division, all been the major players on the state side on this project.
Well, Tom, thanks so much for being on the program.
Thanks for having me. And everyone have a nice, safe summer and try to enjoy it, but just avoid those blooms.
Absolutely. I'm Brityne Rucker, and this has been AGam Kansas.